Welcome to day 2 of our brand storytelling for entrepreneurs. I hope you got some insights from yesterday's session where we stated the why brand storytelling matters in business. So today we're going to talk about elements of a great brand story. And to start us off, I want us to focus on a case study on the story of Riziki. Riziki has a candle business, and her homemade candles fills rooms with warmth, hope, and the faint scent of lavender. But Riziki faced a challenge. Despite having a good product, she faced a challenge because the market is already saturated with so many other candle makers, and all have a unique edge. So her brand wasn't reaching the hearts of people beyond her close friends. Okay. And Riziki poured her heart into this craft. She loved the business. She loves the business. She loves what she does because it's a gift, it's a talent, it's a passion. But she was invisible in the market because of, there was a lot of there's a lot of attention towards all these candles in the market. So she wanted to stand out. But her why for the business, why she's in the business, is because this candle business gives her peace, and they give her calmness, and it's something she loves to do. It's a craft she's gifted in. Now, the game changer came when her friends began giving her feedback. And her friends, who really adored her creations, often kept telling her that her products, her candles, felt like rays of comfort during tough times. This particular feedback was the light bulb moment. It was a game changer for Riziki, because she was like, oh, all along I've been selling the candles because of their fragrance, because of the warmth they give, because of the, like the comfort they give. But now, from the feedback of her friends, she learned something new, that these candles ooze comfort during difficult times, during tough times. They're like a light during, when people are going through a difficult time. So she changed her narrative. She stopped looking at her business in terms of candles, and she began looking at her business in terms of purpose. So Riziki weaved this story into her brand, and her new tagline became "Candles that light your way through life's toughest moments." She shared her story on her website and social media platforms. People began to connect with her, not just with the candles, but with her journey. Customers began buying her candles, and her candles started getting a lot of visibility in the market, because people would give her feedback and say, after a long day, and I light up the candles, I feel rested. When I had a rough day, and I just put on the candles, I feel peace, I feel calmness. So her candles symbolized hope in the midst of struggles. So sales began to grow, but most importantly, her brand became a beacon for those seeking light in dark times. So what's the moral of the story? That Riziki's success wasn't just about her product, it was about purpose. Her story made her stand out in a crowded market, providing that authenticity and emotional connection that turns her small business into a cherished big brand. So now let's look at the summary, how we can connect Riziki's story to our personal business brands. So let's look at the summary of Riziki's story so that we are able to now piece together our own brand story. So when we look at this ladder, Riziki began with authenticity. Making candles was her thing. It was something that she loved to do. Much as she wasn't getting visibility in the market, this is what she loved to do. And here we're looking at how she was able now to break through, because now she turned what she loved to do into purpose. Okay. When we move to the second slide, where we talk about invisible in the marketplace, Riziki at some point got discouraged in her business because she poured her heart into her craft, but she felt invisible because of the choking competition. There were so many other candle makers in the market, and she really wanted her candles to stand out. So what was the turning point for Riziki? Storytelling lit everything. when she decided to change the narrative from this is a candle, this is a product, this is a candle, to this is, I'm making this for purpose. What was the purpose? That her candles would light their way into easing people's tough moments in life. Her customers started resonating with her candles. So they were not just buying the candles, they were buying the feeling, that relief. That's what they were buying. So that is what we call brand storytelling, where you change from looking at something you're offering as a service or as a product, and you start connecting it to purpose. You start connecting it to a solution. You start connecting it to filling a gap in the market. So from product to purpose. So customers began connecting with and resonating with the Riziki's candles. And from yesterday's session, and if you have not watched the yesterday's session, just go back to the previous video and have a look. So from yesterday's session, we said brand storytelling is successful when we can connect, or when our customers emotionally connect with our products and our services. So in this case, when now Riziki changed from looking at her candles as a product to her candles fulfilling a much bigger need in the market, now she served the purpose. And then from there, we say purpose powers connection. Now you're able to stand out in the market. Every compelling brand story includes the following elements: a clear purpose, over and above making profit or doing business, the normal transactions in business. You have to ask yourself, what is bigger than a transaction? What is bigger than just trading? Look for a clear purpose, because when Riziki attached her product to a purpose, then she was able to create visibility for herself and for her product in the market. Okay, then you must have a relatable hero. So the hero here can be you, by sharing your personal journey. What are your struggles? What are your achievements? Riziki shared her struggle, like she's pouring out everything into her craft, but she's not getting the visibility she wants in the market. She felt like competition was drowning her business. When she shares that particular story, she becomes a hero. Your customers are also heroes. When they highlight, when they come back with feedback and say your product or your service transformed my life, that your customer is your hero. Your team can also be a relatable hero in your story, meaning they showcase the passion. When people showcase behind the scenes, we love seeing how things are done and how things are created. So when we see a team working behind a product, then this is an element that promotes the story of your brand. Okay. Conflict or challenge, I've already shared that in terms of where you share the obstacles you face along the journey. You become vulnerable with your stories and with your customers, and customers relate with you. Then how did your journey shape your brand? What solutions do you now provide? How do you become better? From Riziki's story, we now see that now she is inclined to thinking purpose. My candles are purpose. My candles are a symbol of light and relief in terms of when people are in darkness. And then a call to action. What do you want your audience to do after hearing your story? What do you want your audience to do when they purchase? What do you want your audience to do when they come across your post? That's part of, these are some of the elements of a good brand story. Again, I want to summarize this. Authenticity. Staying true to your brand's mission matters. Don't keep hopping from place to place trying to do what every Tom, Dick, and Harry is trying to do. Think about your core business and craft your story around your purpose and your business, or the purpose for which you've created your product or service. Don't try to do what everybody's doing. Then relatability, connecting emotionally with your audience. I cannot emphasize this enough. We spoke about that at length in yesterday's video, so review that if you haven't. Consistency and delivering a unified message across platforms. If you say this is your brand, can your brand be consistent across all platforms? You come forth as an authentic brand. You come forth as somebody who has clarity, as a visionary who understands their terrain. But if today you're up and down, you're all over, you're doing everything, even your target audience become confused, and they will go to your competitors. So for you to be able to sell and to be able to offer services, right? Consistency and delivering a unified message across platforms is important. And then making your audience the center of your message, helping your clients see themselves in the story. Riziki's clients were able to see themselves through the candles. The candles oozed warmth. The candles oozed peace. The candles oozed calmness. And so, in the midst of life's storms or after a long day, when somebody puts on that candle, they feel like something has been lifted off their shoulder. That's what we call audience centricity. Evolution, allow the brand story to stay relevant and allow it to grow as well. And then you must be able to highlight your unique selling proposition. What makes you stand out in the market? According to Riziki, the market is already saturated with so many candle makers, but she had to stand out with her own product. So these are the elements you look at when you're crafting, when you're looking at your brand story. Success is more than what you sell. It is why you sell it. People buy the why. Finally, write a version of your brand story using the elements we have just covered. You can go back to Riziki's story. You can pick out what elements you've learned from Riziki's story, and then now customize the lessons you have learned from this particular session, and now customize it to your own brand. So tomorrow we are going to look at steps to craft your unique brand story. Before you ask me, Isabella, I've learned why it's important to do brand storytelling. I've learned about the elements, but how do I craft my own brand story? So that's what we're going to look at tomorrow. Steps to craft your unique brand story. Who you are plus why you do it and how you solve the problems equals to your story. So see you tomorrow as we get to look at these particular aspects. In the meantime, let's continue engaging and look forward even to your feedback. Let's engage. Tell me if you're learning and what insight you're getting from this and how your brand story is coming along. I wish you all the best and see you tomorrow as we look at a different aspect of our brand storytelling. Thank you.